Hello and welcome to a day vlog. I recently got a tripod and I wanted to try filming a vlog style video. This is the first time that I really filmed an entire day of me just doing things, and although I have a nice tripod and was able to get more adventurous with the shots, I am still filming on an iPhone. So as you can see, like especially in these first clips, when it's dark, it's very dark and grainy. And so the clips didn't come out that great. And at a certain point, I thought maybe I just wouldn't post this video. But I think like anyone else, if you're on YouTube and you haven't gone to school for filmography, this is all a learning curve anyway, so might as well film the mistakes, and maybe one day when I get a better camera, it'll come out a little bit better. But I don't even know how to look effortless in front of a camera and just doing things as if there's not a camera watching me. I think in general, I look like an awkward limmy chicken, and so it doesn't really get better from here. But as you saw, my cat also kind of journeyed with me this day. He was a bit of a menace, but you know, he's cute and I like to consider him my at-home coworker. And if I had an at-home HR, he would have totally been fired long ago. So I was just starting to get ready for the day. I decided to do a little bit of makeup, I guess just because I was kind of filming. I don't typically wear makeup if I'm not going anywhere, but some days I do feel like getting a little bit more prettied up. I didn't put any foundation on, just some eyeshadow, mascara, powder, and then I spritzed it all down just to feel the nice cool spritz. There's no added benefit to this spritz. But anyways, I decided to take you all into my kitchen. I didn't have breakfast this morning. I typically don't really have breakfast. It's not because I'm anti-breakfast, but I usually get up around 9 a.m. and we'll just kind of like roll out of bed, do some work. And by the time it's like 12, it's like it's only been a few hours, and then I'll have a good lunch. So I refilled my water bottle, or water cup, I guess. It's not really a bottle, but this is like the cup that I use while I'm at home. And I cold brewed this milk tea a bit ago. It's soy milk, black tea leaves, and I like cold brewed it with some sugar, and it tasted phenomenal. I am going to make more of this. So that was kind of my drinks for the morning. I typically don't do the 2-drink combo. It's usually just water for me, but I tried out this milk tea recipe, so I had to enjoy it. So today I wanted to break out my new Strathmore multimedia sketchbook. I got it a little bit ago, and I hadn't drawn in it before. This was my first time drawing in it. It was going to be the first day. I hadn't been feeling very artsy lately, so I just found a Draw This in Your Style challenge on Instagram. It was actually someone that I follow, Art by Thoraya, who had posted this, and it looked so simplistic. There wasn't a person in it. It was just kind of like a duck, a flower, and a little cabin, and I thought that was a super cute composition. I loved the colors. It was very like pastel, warm tone, cottagecore vibes, and reds and greens, which you all know is one of my favorite things to paint. So I decided that I'd do that little process. Here's Noche. He decided he wanted to say hi to you all, and then also be the worst coworker ever and lay down on everything. So even though this is a day vlog, of course, you know, I am an art channel. So I thought I'd fill the bulk of this video up with me doing some art, and it was already on my plan to make some art because I needed a video for this week. So that was kind of the goal of the day. Really just get this first page knocked out of the way, do this DTIYS, and enjoy from there. But I still had some problem. My coworker was being an absolute terror in the space. Look at him. He got water absolutely everywhere. What an absolute terrible coworker. He doesn't even feel sorry about it. He's not ashamed. He didn't apologize. So I did end up having to kick him out eventually. He was just being the most, and I couldn't focus at all with him in the space. But once he was out of my hair, I got right back to work. Also, I completely didn't realize that my mirror that I keep on my desk shows my face. Just doing things. I purse my lips apparently when I concentrate. I didn't know I did it as much as I do. I knew I did it, but looking back at some footage, I was like, this looks terrible. So I definitely cut a few things out, but like I said, this is a learning curve for all of us. So unfortunately, you'll have some moments where you get to see my face looking super concentrated and like we're doing good things. Anyways, for this first page, I am painting with poster color. I have mentioned it in the Hikala video, but I love poster color. It's so fun, and I want to get better at it. And because this is a multimedia sketchbook that I'm using now, I thought what better way than to use this sketchbook as a place to sketch and experiment and really get comfortable with the medium. Definitely not where I want to be yet, but it was a great fun practice, especially with something that felt so low stakes. So I'll insert a picture of the challenge that I'm doing, or the picture that I'm doing my drawing off of, and it was just really cute. Again, simplistic. I just had to go on Pinterest and look up a picture of a flower, a duck, and a little cabin. So I changed mine up a bit. I drew a poppy because the flower that she had looked similar to a poppy to me. The duck, I didn't want it to be sitting down. I wanted to really see the duck body. And then my cabin, she kind of had hers like in these plains, mountains in the background, and I wanted mine to be a lakefront cabin. And so I found this nice little picture of a cabin with a chimney in front of a lake, and I thought that'd be fun to do a little effect. For lunch, I had some ramen. I've been doing a lot of meal prepping and making my own meals now that I work from home, which has been great because I usually just eat out, and that's not financially or mentally great for me. And so here I am watching Fullmetal Alchemist. I finally am getting around to it. I feel like I'm actually close to being done. It is a fantastic show. I'm sorry it took me so long to get into it, but decided a little bit of ramen and to watch my show would be a nice breakup of the day. With my ramen, I have so many vegetables that I'm trying to eat with it. I've been on this low food waste journey. I've been trying to be better about using the supplies that I buy at the grocery store and not letting them get bad. So when I first started making this ramen that I found on YouTube, this is Tantanmen ramen. I was eating with bok choy and bean sprouts and then an egg, and that was mostly my vegetables, but I'm out of those. I did a great job at using like all of those the first time I made this ramen, but now I'm just using whatever else I have. So it's carrots, red cabbage, and a lot of tomatoes. I made this earlier in the week, so I had a bunch of broth and meat already made, and so I just had to kind of like make some noodles and saute some vegetables for it. We grow tomatoes in our garden, and we are swimming in too many tomatoes. So I've been just kind of like every single meal, how can I incorporate these tomatoes into this meal? And it's been great. I love cherry tomatoes, especially when they're like sauteed. They get so yummy. I just love them. They're great. But anyways, that was the ramen. Love that recipe. Tantanmen might be my favorite because the broth is so creamy and delicious, and all the vegetable combinations that I've tried so far with it have been absolutely spot on. Back to the painting, we're getting closer to the end of this painting process, and I wanted to use multimedia because my sketchbook is multimedia. I usually just stick to one thing at a time, and I thought about lining this with poster color, but I really want to explore more variety in my media, so decided to bust out my colored pencil since I did buy this pack not too long ago, and I haven't been doing too many colored pencil drawings since. I haven't been doing any drawing since, so that's my excuse. So I thought I'd line this all with a brown colored pencil and then go in with some details with some of the other colors in the pack. And yeah, that was pretty much, the journey with that. I didn't film much of the rest of my day. I did actually get to film me making dinner, and I will show you all that. After dinner, I went for a walk with my mom around the block, but I completely forgot to film any of it, so didn't film any of it, but it was a nice walk just around the block, and I took my camera. I have a film camera. I haven't talked about it yet. That might be a video for another day, but I was taking some pictures outside as well, which was super lovely. But that's kind of my evening. I really spent most of the day, I guess, working on this painting and doing some other work related things throughout the day, but I'm glad I got this painting done. It takes me forever to make even the simplistic, not as detailed drawings. For some reason, I just take forever, and if I drew more, I don't think it'd be so rough. But after this process, we get to dinner time, and I know I'm still painting, but this video kind of wraps up a little bit randomly, so I thought I'd talk about it. Oh, before that, Noche was a good boy the rest of the day, sleeping with his face covered, and he didn't really bother me after that fact. So, oh my goodness, I completely forgot what's in this video. Before I did dinner and anything, the sun's still way on the air, one of the things on my to-do was to water my plants. I water them about once a week, and so it was about time that I watered them. The thing you see me watering here is an orchid plant. My sister came to my house one day and she handed me this orchid and she said, "Here, have it." And I said, "No, thank you." And she said, "You love plants." And I said, "I don't like orchids. They die fast and I have no idea what to do with them." And she rested it on my dresser and said, "It is your problem now." So shout out to my sister for giving me this orchid. The flowers died off not too long after that, which I wasn't surprised for. Orchids don't bloom for very long. And now that I have it, it is my mission for it to reflower next year. So I'm going to take care of it. I've been watching a lot of videos and doing some research. So wish me and this orchid the best of luck. I also like to spritz all of my plants with some water. I figure if they were outside, they'd be rained on. So if I'm going to give them some water, they might as well feel the effects of rain. Also, some of my plants like humidity. So this adds some humidity to the room since my room isn't that humid in general. It's actually pretty dry in my room. So back to dinner that I talked about really early on. As you can see, I have so many tomatoes. Just too many. And so I had this great idea. I had this nice bread from the grocery store and I said, why don't I just make some margarita pizzas with this bread? And that's exactly what I did. So I cut some cherry tomatoes, threw them in a pan, and there's some salt, some pepper, and some onion powder on it. And then I minced up some garlic straight into the pan, let that cook for a little bit of time. And let me tell you, this tasted amazing. It was as if I bought pizza. Wait till you see the finished effect, but it turned out so good. And so I ended up popping them back into the conventional oven to cook a little bit more. And what you won't see is I pre-toasted the bread. And so when I put it in the toaster oven, I forgot about them in the toaster oven. I do this all the time whenever I use a toaster oven, but my brother called me and so I blame him. And so I burnt the edges of this pizza and I cut those out. But when you see the way they look baked, oh, it was perfectly baked. I mean, even though I burnt the edges, I don't think the cheese could have been any better. Like, they just look like two slices of pizza. Crunchy, delicious, and margarita pizza is my favorite pizza, so absolutely love that. Like I said, I didn't film my evening because completely forgot, but I did stop by right at the very end when I was winding down for the day, watching some more Fullmetal, Alchemist, and I just enjoyed a bowl of sliced peaches as a dessert. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!